Hey everyone, D'Anthony mode 2. The internet's busiest music nerd, and it's time for a review of the new Hiatus Kaiyote record, Love Heart Cheat Code. Here we have the newest full-length LP from Australia's own Hiatus Kaiyote. It is in fact their fourth full-length album, and when it comes to the modern music scene, few bands out there are putting together elements of funk and neo-soul and rock and psychedelic music in the way that Hiatus Kaiyote is, especially with the level of technical skill and proficiency that they as a band are bringing. And while I wasn't really as big as some people were on the breakout records they were dropping toward the start and middle of the 2010s, I think their writing and performances and instrumental arrangements have gotten a lot more coherent and groovy and sharp since then. At least for me, that was the case with 2021's Mood Valiant. And I also found that to be the case with many of the singles and teasers in the lead up to this new record here, which I was kind of surprised when it came out fully. The album landed a bit on the shorter side with 11 tracks, 36 minutes, which I guess isn't the most scant record in the world for sure, but there are a few interlude type tracks in the mix on this one, and a lot of the meatier cuts on the record were kind of already released beforehand as singles. So unfortunately, when it came to listening to the entire album, there wasn't really much to be too surprised by. Plus, the overall flow of this thing is a little choppy and a little lopsided. Not the most consistent record the band has put out in terms of track-to-track flow, that's for sure, even if the opening track is a very dreamy and luscious tone setter. But with that being said, this album is still full of some fantastic and quality highlights, great tracks and moments that most definitely stand on their own individually. Really some of Hiatus Kaiyote's best material to date, like the track Make Friends, for example. Loving this one. Stellar single, and I think the sentiment behind the lyrics on this one just is absolutely lovely. It's all about not making friends, but realizing who your friends are and discovering them because they match up with you. They're on a similar wavelength. Beyond that, the words on this track go on to describe it in some ways like the highs and lows of friendship. The fact that you can be a great friend to somebody who maybe sometimes is kind of like a pain in your ass. It's the kind of writing that is just full of love and stuff like that, but it's not trying to put rose-colored glasses on anything. It's real, it's true to life. Meanwhile, the bass and keys and head-nodding grooves across the track are just absolutely enchanting. Plus, in addition to this, napalm's vocal acrobatics all over the song are incredible. Following this is the track Everything is Beautiful, which kicks off with an interlude of the same song being performed by voice actor Nikki Yang, who is known for playing BMO on Adventure Time, which leads to a very cute, very endearing moment, especially as more of an elder millennial type who loves himself some Adventure Time. But yeah, once the actual song itself kicks off, I'm just really loving the intensity going on here, with the instrumental gradually growing in density and just the volume of the band increasing as things are moving along. The harmonies, the woodwinds, the falsetto vocal runs too. The drum embellishments are insane. Like, the band's dynamics have gotten to a point where they're just crazy, and it's incredible that they were able to capture them on such a good recording here. We have another highlight following this with DIMITRI, with lots of loose, swinging grooves and jazzy chords. Pretty much insane, high-minded lyrics that are very philosophical, cause me to ponder a thing or two, and I'm listening to them. I swear, every time the lyrics pop up, do you find we are all amputees of our divination, all alone held in the arch of sympathetic mood? Yeah, I really have to like stop and think like, yeah, maybe we are. I'm also enjoying the winding, sprawling lead melodies all over the song that, while they don't do a whole lot of repetition, the track still manages to be really snappy. But personally, I found the most mind-blowing moment on the record to be Cinnamon Temple, where Hiatus Kaiyote is basically taking every skill they have honed as a band over the course of years now, and they're just collapsing them into this one intense roller coaster ride of a track that is equal parts noise rock, lo-fi, punk, and soul and prog. It's like if Lightning Bolt had like girl group choruses hanging out in the background. The riffs, the groove switch-ups, the chaotic drum fills, it's really just the most thrilling kind of frenzy. I swear if this band came out with an entire record of stuff just like this, the noise rock scene would be fucked up. The rest of the record's key moments, though, I found I was just kind of on the fence with, for various reasons. How to Meet Yourself, for example, does feature a lot of quality and jazzy nuances and embellishments across the track, but as a song, it just kind of meanders. The pacing isn't fantastic, and the payoffs are not super strong. Still, it is pretty while it's on, and I do like how the track adds to the record's larger themes of healing as well as self-love and emotional intelligence. Then the title track features some off-kilter grooves, some sour chords that are very standout. However, I'm not sure if the transitions into the chorus are quite as smooth as they're intended to be, as they feel maybe just a bit too dissonant, even if I think these instrumental swells are still a little bit intoxicating. And then the closing track is a bit of a surprise, a cover of Jefferson Airplane that's a little bit like a bad acid trip, and which I suppose is fitting because that's kind of like the vibe of the original. However, given that it is 2024, you have to sort of update it in a way, and the band most certainly does that, with a much more abrasive and groovy and aggressive instrumental palette that is kind of tribal and wild and untamed. Maybe at points it's a bit too hippy-dippy and kind of cluttered for my taste. The chaos going on makes it difficult to feel as immersed, but I can't deny that it's still a bold and admirable and unique take on an utter classic. So yeah, overall this record I found to be pretty good, solid, decent one for Hiatus Kaiyote. Lots of strong tracks, lots of strong moments, impressive instrumental displays, great vocals from Napalm, of course, some consistent lyrical themes, but still overall track list flow is kind of choppy and some tracks really do pale in comparison to others in my view. But Hiatus Kaiyote remains to be one of the most fun and interesting and unique bands out there on the modern scene today, which is why I'm feeling a decent 2 strong 7 on this record. Transition, have you given this record a listen? Did you love it? Did you hate it? What would you rate it? You're the best, you're the best. What should I review next? Hit the like if you like. Please subscribe and please don't cry. Hit the bell as well. Over here next to my head, it's another video that you can check out. Hit that up or a link to subscribe to the channel. Anthony Fantano, Hiatus Kaiyote, forever.